Welcome to the Awaken Your Ego podcast, where we embark on a transformative journey towards unleashing your highest potential. I'm your host, Joanne, and I'm thrilled to guide you through discussions that delve into the realms of physical, mental, and spiritual wellness.
Brenna here. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of wellness, offering insights and practical tips to enhance your overall health. From rejuvenating your body to nurturing your mind and spirit, our conversations will cover a holistic approach to well-being.
I'm one of your hosts, Ariana. Discover alternative health strategies aimed at optimizing every aspect of your life. If you're ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and well-being, tune in, open your mind, and let's awaken your ego together. Welcome to a life-changing adventure on the Awaken Your Ego podcast.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Ego podcast. Today we have one of our estheticians, Nubia Sanchez, joining us, and we're so excited.
All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Nubia. Nubia has been happily married for 19 years. She is a proud mom of 3. She has 1 son, 2 daughters. She's a licensed esthetician with over 20 years of experience, and she specializes in advanced skincare treatments. She's certified in PCA peels, hydrofacial, skin pen. She's bilingual, and she's able to connect and serve a diverse clientele. She's passionate about helping others achieve healthy, radiant skin, and she's excited to share her journey with us today. So thank you, Nubia, for coming.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you originally got into the skincare world.
Well, so the way I got into the skincare world, I would say would be my own struggling skin. In high school, I kind of thought about going into the beauty line of work. Cosmetology was to start. I actually started beauty school as a senior in high school. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was in beauty school for, I think I did about 600 hours, and I ended up dropping out. So I was, because I feel like it just wasn't for me. And I kind of leaned a little more towards skincare, so I ended up dropping out. I tried MJC for a little bit, and I was just trying to find myself. And I figured I wanted to do something along the lines of beauty and helping people and helping myself also. And so then I thought about going to beauty school for just esthetician. And there was 2 schools here in Modesto that offered it, so I ended up going to Adrian's Beauty College.
Nice.
And finished it, and here I am.
And where did you start? Where did you start out your career? Where did you plug in after school?
So right after school, I went to my sister's salon. So she had a salon downtown Modesto.
And she's a Cosmo, right?
She's a Cosmo.
Nice.
So she kind of influenced me too. Obviously, as having an older sister, I thought it was cool. She was always working on my hair, and I was like, well, let me try it out. And again, it wasn't for me doing hair. I like doing hair. I like styling hair. I think it's fun, but skin was more on my side.
Passion,
and I feel, that was my passion. And I was very artistic growing up, so I like to draw and, do things like that. And makeup was super fun for me, so I did that also. When I graduated, I started working at her salon. I had my own room, doing waxing and facials and makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say you love most about working with skincare?
I would say making people happy about changing their skin and being able to, and them not thinking that they can. Mm-hmm. People trying products, telling me that they've tried everything in the world and nothing works, and it just asking them, well, have you tried medical grade skincare? And really, that's the game changer.
That shift.
And just making people happy and knowing that they can improve their skin. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How would you explain what medical grade skincare is versus something you'd find at any store?
Over the counter. So, everything is clinically studied and tested and proven results. So, you have all those studies already done. Higher potent ingredients, active ingredients that you can use that really just dives into the dermis and creates that difference. Mm-hmm. Versus, your products over the counter, I'm sure they smell nice or they look nice, the bottling's cute, but in reality, it can't go deeper into your dermis besides the top layer, you know? So that's your big difference.
Well, and I think something that you're excellent at, I think, is helping patients like build that regimen that's like specific for that skincare concern. And I feel like obviously with the medical spa, we've been on that journey. I've been learning a lot about skin and over the years, obviously it's necessary, but I feel like it does make a big difference when you're using the products that suit the issue you have. Because I feel like before I knew that, I didn't even know necessarily what my skin type was. I'm like, am I more oily? And so I think a lot of people are just, like you said, picking it because of the bottle or because they have popular. A spokesman that they like.
Or what's on TikTok or social media.
And that doesn't always end in awesome results.
Yeah.
What would you say sets you apart from others that are in the same industry?
That's a good question. That's a tough question. Let's see. I mean, I would say years of experience is one. So being able to have already worked with all types of skin and, you know, for so long and learning it. Because I feel like as you're working, you're still learning.
Which you should be, right? Yeah, if you're good at what you do, you should be.
And, you know, so being where I'm at now and the amount of years that I've been doing it, I feel like I'm pretty well-rounded on everything. And not to say somebody that's, you know, a year or 2 years in isn't, because there's very, you know, smart and intelligent people out there that do their own research and maybe it doesn't take them that long. But I would say my years of experience and just the way I am with clients, personable. I feel like people can relate to me also with my own skin. I always give myself as an example, just being the way that I improve my skin with treatments and medical grade skincare especially. That was one of my goals, to work in a Medi office as a starting esthetician. But it wasn't really popular. It's like I would hear about it, but I didn't find it yet, you know? And it came to me through a friend. You know, she reached out and said they were looking for somebody, and it was just like my calling. That's where I went, worked, you know, so it was super fun. But
when I have to say, as a patient of Nubia's, I love your bedside manner. I feel like you're very calm. I don't ever feel like you're rushing me out the door. It's like you're very present. And I think that is really uncommon nowadays with people, because everyone's so busy and moving on to the next thing. I'm a victim of that for sure.
Thank you.
But yeah, I love the vibe that you set for the room, and no matter what you're going through, and I know we've talked about a lot of different things, I feel like you always show up for your patients. You're always there for them to help them feel better. And I like that you're able to compartmentalize your own stuff and just help nurture whoever's right in front of you.
Oh, 100%.
You're a very nurturing person. And
I love my job. It's fun. I tell my kids too, you know, well, you know, I have my middle, she's 15, and then my oldest is 18. And so they ask me, you know, about what they want to do. And I'm like, just make sure you do something that you love. I love coming to work. And I tell them I don't feel like I'm going to work. So it's never an issue, you know? I love it. I love my job.
And that's great advice. Yeah, it's like way easier to get up and go to work when you actually are excited about what you're doing every day.
It doesn't feel, it's just like, you know, it's part of your day. It's not like, oh, here I go, you know? Yeah. I love it.
Would you say that you have a specialty or a certain type of skin that you feel like you excel at treating?
I would say people with texture and scarring, like myself, that I struggled with, I feel like I like giving people the hope that there's something that they can do with their skin and that it could improve. So I would say that's probably one of my favorites.
Rewarding.
Rewarding, yeah. Especially for them to see that it could be, you know, better than what they thought it could be or whatnot, or just that it could improve. Because I feel like a lot of people don't think it can and don't know that there's treatments out there that could help them out.
What changes do you see in your patients, I guess, as they start getting correction, seeing different texture changes? It's like, how does that affect their overall demeanor? Or, you know, what are things that
their self-esteem, for one. And they'll tell me, oh my God, I feel so much better, you know, waking up. I feel like I can just do a light coat of makeup or not even, you know, now a tinted SPF. I like when I hear that their husbands give them compliments, or family members like, what are you doing to yourself? You're
glowing.
Yeah. Like, I know you've been doing something. So I like hearing those things, comments of family members, that's the rewarding part. And just seeing them know it is possible, and I'm going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
With the consistency. And why do you think women, or I think this is an opinion, right? But what would your opinion be is, like, why do you think women wrap so much time and energy around their physical appearance?
For me, it would be first impression on people. I grew up being raised, when you walk out, you look presentable. If it's whether wearing mascara, lipstick, be presentable for people. So I would say that. And then also just for your own self to feel good, and not feel like a drag when you're somewhere. Just taking care of yourself, doing your hair, getting your skin, exfoliated, or seeing an esthetician, doing your nails, little things like that make you feel good. Because I feel like as a woman, we're always trying to make other people feel good, our kids, our husbands.
The effort always goes out.
Yeah. So, even just as simple as that, I think, I feel like I lost myself a little bit, but.
No, I like that. I think
agree.
some people, I feel like society and some out there, right, like to make it like it's this vain thing, and you're so obsessed. If a woman cares about her appearance, right? But I think ultimately, like you said, it's like almost a resemblance of control. I like that I can put myself together, put a little effort in the morning, and then I don't have to think about it all day.
Yeah.
It's like I feel comfy. I know that's off my mind, and I can just focus on what's at hand. But I do think little tweaks to that physical aesthetic or your appearance, whether it's Botox, fillers, skincare, different things, I feel like it does boost your confidence. You're like, I look good. I know I look good.
Yeah.
And no one can tell me different. And people feel that.
And who cares if what they think,
And it gives others permission to also appreciate you and want to compliment. It's like, I think when you appreciate yourself, it attracts that too.
Yeah.
And I think
For
skincare isn't just your face. Like, your skin is the biggest organ on your body.
That's
so
what I
it
tell
doesn't
my
even
clients.
have to be face. It could be, legs, back, wherever you want to take care of it. So I think, why wouldn't you want to take care of that?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's one thing I always tell my clients. Don't forget, it's the largest organ in your body. Because, some people think it's like, I'm going to spoil myself. But in reality, it's like, you need to take care of your skin. It's not even spoiling. It's just the way you take care of every other organ in your body, just the way you drink plenty of water, or, it's super important.
Well, and I'm sure we've talked to you about a lot about this in the past, about like the correlation between your skin health and your inner health. Like, hey, if something's going on outside, it's almost a sign of something else is out of balance on the inside.
Yeah.
I think some people don't want to correlate that, but I think when you have healthy skin, it shows that things are going right in your system, as well as, I'm sure the consistency of skincare helps too.
Oh yeah.
What would be your advice to someone who's completely new to skincare and doesn't even know how to establish a good routine? Like, where would they start?
I would say a simple cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen to start. If that's too much, then start with a sunscreen,
Like priority one.
Yeah. But I would say the basics, just get started on that. And then you can start incorporating little correctives or whatnot in between. So that's usually how I like. Or, if it's a specific concern that they want to start tackling, then we can start on a corrective. Usually people already have their own little random cleansers or, moisturizers. So then we just throw in a little corrective, and it's super easy.
Like add in a unique serum for that skin concern, and it starts making a difference. It's when I started, my mom had all these rules with like makeup and when I was allowed to wear it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, once we got to high school, we were allowed to wear makeup. But she took me to like, I don't know if it was JCPenney at the time or Macy's or something. And I got my makeup done.
Okay.
Like in a simple way, right? And then I bought, those products. But I think that's something that I am grateful for. Because I didn't have to experiment doing some weird stuff on myself as a young kid. But we offer at Ego like the skincare consultations, and I think that's a great cost-effective way to start in the long run, because you're going to be playing with all these random products and spinning your wheels. So I feel like, why not right out the gate go talk to Nubia or Cheyenne and get a consultation?
Somebody that specializes in it, because I feel like a lot of people now just go by what they see online, and so that's kind of a struggle too when I have clients come in and feel they know a lot based on what they've seen online from people that are not even, skincare specialists or experts. Or
it's like the proactive trends. Remember that?
Oh, like I did that. I tried that. I'm telling you, I struggled with my skin, and I was like, what do I do? And commercials, I saw
everyone thought, oh, this is for me. But if you didn't have that right skin type,
crazy.
It's gonna have a bad effect.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as one size fits all.
So talking procedures, because I know you are very knowledgeable about skincare, but let's talk about like treatments. Which procedure has had the biggest effect on your own personal skin?
Oh, microneedling, 100%. Yeah, I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about microneedling.
Why don't you explain to those listening that don't know it, what is a simple way, layman way to explain how microneedling works?
The way it works, so microneedling technically is a collagen induction therapy. So we're creating micro injuries in the skin with tiny needles, thousands of them all over the face. And so it's kind of basically, the way I explain it is tricking your skin into thinking we just injured you. So what your skin's going to naturally do is want to reheal itself. Okay, so after we've created those micro injuries, if you had scarring in there, it's almost like restructuring those scars. So whatever divots we have, we're poking down on those, we're stimulating new collagen, and so it's actually going to re-heal smoother, right? So if it's whether acne scars or even pore size, you're gonna minimize that by the collagen production that we've gotten, new elastin. Your skin becomes thicker, stronger, and then your results are healthier skin, glowy, smoother, brighter skin also, because you're also getting a little exfoliation post-treatment. So then we're going to get rid of pigmentations, damaged cells. But that's what microneedling is. It's not scary. I feel like a lot of my clients get super scared about it when they first hear about it, or videos they've seen online.
It's like, you're putting needles by my face?
Yeah, don't even go by that. I mean, there's a lot of scary videos online, but it's super comfortable. That's what's improved my skin 100%. The most.
I love microneedling. I do think it's simple but very effective.
Very effective.
And for a lot of different skin concerns. I think that's what's so cool about it too.
Yeah. It is.
How many treatments would you recommend for someone to go through before they start seeing results?
I always say at least a minimum of 4. So that's where I feel just working here, seeing results. About 4, you're sitting at some nice results, or at least visually seeing some.
Yeah.
But I think with every microneedling treatment, you're going to get some sort of result. It's I like to get pictures of my clients before and afters, because as we're looking at ourselves day by day, sometimes we feel like we're not getting those results, but we really are. So then,
you forget where you started.
You forget where you started. You're just like, I look like this all the time. No, but in reality, your skin's improving, Yeah, with every treatment.
And I feel like Nubia's helped us curate some facial memberships, and I feel like we always try to pair them in that 4-month commitment, so you can get 4 designated treatments and get a good result. So I feel like that would be a great place for someone to start, but to commit to a regimen, not just a one-off treatment.
So you can have the microneedling treatment, and then you can also kind of upgrade to PRP and exosomes. Can you talk a little bit about what those are so patients can know? Yeah,
so we have 3 different types of microneedling. Our baseline hyaluronic acid, which is amazing. And then we have exosomes, or it's called our regenerative microneedling. So that one includes exosomes. It helps with the healing process. I feel like it gives you more concentrated results using exosomes.
Less downtime.
Less downtime. So there's stem cells in there that are microneedled into the skin. Our PRP microneedling is using your own platelet-rich plasma. Again, you're going to get more concentrated results, I feel like, with just one treatment. Again, less downtime. We are, taking your own blood, spinning that down, and using your own PRP. But I feel like it's important, if you are going to choose that you are healthy within also. So that's
Just
kind of
six
where
stem
you're
cells
gonna,
from your blood aren't going to help rejuvenate.
yes.
Gotta be,
So I feel like that's where we would decipher, are we going to use PRP or, exosomes?
Yeah.
Where is your health at? Or even your age, to figure out which one we're using.
no, that's awesome. I love microneedling. I feel like that's my favorite facial too, is microneedling every time.
But don't get me wrong, we still need our peels in between, and hydrofacials. Yeah.
What do you think is one of the biggest lessons you've learned or even challenges you've overcome working as an esthetician?
I would say more recently it would be social media and trying to battle with what they teach, people, and then versus when they come in to see you. Because you can get some clients that maybe feel like they know a lot more.
It's like, I heard
TikTok taught them this, and they know, and this person has so many followers. And I would say that would be one of the biggest battles, is kind of teaching people to unlearn those things and go to what's, like clinically tested and proven. So I would say that.
What I find it interesting too, that obviously social media has evolved and existed since we've been alive, right? Like and it's just very much radically taken over in a lot of different aspects. But it's interesting how the like subconscious judgments we make, either people that are super active on social media and putting stuff out there, or like you said, with the way people receive information, it's like we have some predispositions. But I feel like then it almost makes it harder for someone like you, who you're like, hey, I'm trying to educate and put stuff out there, but I don't want to be judged the way I judge some of the people out there. So it feels like a catch-22.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I mean, there's a lot of good information out there too,
100%.
but not all of it is.
Yeah, but it's like, it forces you to overcome that fear that people are going to take you wrong, or you're going to be one of those people out there. You got to put that away and then still challenge yourself to put things, forward for your clients.
Yeah.
But that learning curve and that like hesitation, I feel like is there for everyone, especially when they're trying to make a big boost to start posting more.
Yeah.
And I get why. Like I have that same kind of thing.
Same.
I feel like that's interesting.
Yeah, but it's also credentialing yourself and owning your, years of experience and say, hey, no, I work for a medical grade company. Like I know what I'm saying. And maybe there's a little like overcoming that self-sabotaging voice. Yeah. That's like, no, I know what I know.
Yeah.
So trust me, I'm going to put this out there and be that expert.
Yeah.
No, Nubia does great on social media. I feel like you do. Like
that's a hard thing for me. I feel like because our generation, or my generation, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. That social media is a hard thing for me. I mean, I try my best on there, but I'm still trying to become comfortable with it the way a lot of the younger,
from another person
are
looking at it, you seem like you're pretty confident.
Oh,
so you would never know.
Well, that's good. Now you guys know. No.
Now the secret's out.
So we understand you're a busy mom of 3. And it seems like you're always doing some type of outing with your family, traveling, camping, and all that. How do you handle work-life balance?
How do I handle it? I mean, I completely separate it. When I'm home, although like if I am at home and I have some free time, I'll post something, make a little post, things like that. So I'm always thinking about work. But I like to do things with my kids. My husband and I like to make sure our days off, or, if we all have multiple days off, we're doing something outside. We're a big camping family. We love to camp. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I like to be outside. And that's just us as a family, what we do. And I think it balances you, being able to be out in nature and then just going back to work refreshed. It's
so cleansing, right?
Super cleansing. Yeah. Whether it's just like we just went fishing, a couple weeks ago, everybody was just like, oh, we needed this. When are we going again? It's important, I think, just to, mainly just keep you, I feel like people need nature and to get out there and to be able to be calm at work and comfortable. Like, okay, I did something outside. I got my vitamin D, Yeah. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I think it is hard with kids feeling like you're putting enough effort one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you figured out how to feel like very present in whichever setting you're in. I feel like I'm in that learning curve of like trying to figure out that work. I'm constantly trying to figure out balance of work and life. It's just it's hard.
I know. And sometimes I feel like when I'm super present at home. When I'm home, and it's, even if I miss a text from you guys or an email, I'm like, oh my God, but I'm at home, and I get to it when it's work time, and that's it. So.
No, I think that's a good perspective.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most important message that you're trying to convey to your children right now?
Oh, to my children? That's a really like intense question.
Right, it feels heavy.
It does.
Like, really
hold on.
One deep question, we gotta throw it in there.
I like to be the best example for them. I'm not, perfect, but I try to be around them. Show them that work is important, that you can make it on time to work, that you love your job. Also, let's see.
And your kids are at such different stages.
They are at such different stages, but I'm there for all stages, 18, 15, and 8. I try to be the best person I can be as example-wise, taking care of things at home. I'm a mom that does everything. I go to work, I go home, I hang up a TV, like I'll cook, I want them to know everything. I want them to be involved in everything, whether it's like yard work or them seeing how their dad and I just like have always hustled since we got out of high school. We come from families, they're hardworking, Mexican families. But I feel like then it wasn't really talked about like, oh, what are you going to do? Where are you going to work? We just kind of figured it out on ourselves. And him and I did that. Like just from the start, we just started working and, and created our own paths. And we always tell them like, you see how, your mom and I just make sure we're working all the time. Work ethic for sure is like a big thing for my kids to show them that. And, just to be the best person they can be and not fall into bad things and just, what moms do.
Oh, that's good. And it sounds like you keep them close as a family.
Yeah, we definitely do a lot of things together. And people tell me like, it's so funny you guys are always together, but I think that's normal. Like, what do you mean? We do everything together. Yeah. They're like, you're invited here and everybody comes. Yeah, that's what we do. We're always together. And even my kids now, the teenagers are like, I feel like I need to be going out with my friends, doing a little, but they're comfortable. They have their friends over. I said, why would you think you're missing out on, parties? But, my kids are super happy at home and they love, my husband and I, we're cool with them. We tell them you guys can, have your friends over here and just make sure we trust them because I feel like we teach them well and we trust our kids and they always want to be home with us.
Well, and that's really awesome, and especially that you guys have created that close bond because you both have made family such a priority. And I do think being an example is one of the strongest ways to influence kids at large, right? It's not a matter of getting them to obey you and do what you're saying, but when they're seeing it in action and they're like, oh wow, this is just how we do things. Like I feel like that's a lot more effective long term.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no, family is important. We just celebrated my parents' 50th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And my kids see that, and my husband and I, we're going to be 20 years this year. And I think the importance of that too, and that they see, couples get along and we try to be that example.
A healthy dynamic.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had a chance to go back to your younger self and give her advice, what would you tell her?
Don't worry about what people think.
Love that.
I mean, to an extent, obviously. No,
I'm here for it. I get that.
I would say that. I was pretty quiet and shy, and I feel like I overthought too many things. And I still do. I mean, I overthought coming here, too. I was like, oh my gosh. But I would say just seriously don't worry about what is in your head thinking of what other people are going to think because you're making that up yourself in reality.
Energy.
It totally is. And I think you learn that as you grow older.
And there's a beauty and an art to not giving a fuck.
I know.
That's the goal, right? Like,
yeah.
if we can be in alignment with what we want, what we know is right, it's like, why does it matter?
Being
others'
yourself.
opinions?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you're always worried about that, you're never going to be yourself, and you're always going to have like a little pit of like, oh,
100%.
Just be yourself. Obviously, if it's something bad, don't do that. But I mean, yeah, don't worry so much about what people are going to think, and go for what your gut tells you. And if you have an idea or think, that's going to take too long, go do it. You're still young. You have the time.
Yeah.
Sounds like a long time, but it passes by fast.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just do it.
I like that. That's great.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We've
Thank
enjoyed
you.
this episode. I feel like we got a lot of good information. What is your social media handle for anyone that wants to follow you?
Aesthetics by Nubia. So give me a follow. I like to put before and afters, little informationals on there, or even specials that I'm having sometimes. So yeah, Aesthetics by Nubia.
Awesome.
Nubia.
We'll put a link in the podcast bio too, so they can find you. But
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
We
you.
loved having you.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Thank you for joining us on another enlightening episode of the Awaken Your Ego podcast. We hope our discussions have inspired you to explore new dimensions of health and wellness. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to empower individuals on their path to optimal well-being.
Stay tuned for more insightful conversations, and until next time, may you continue to awaken your ego and embrace the extraordinary potential within.
Take care, be well, and remember, your journey matters.